They are so desperate for Caitlin Clark to not be the face of the league, even though it directly benefits them for her to be. The day Caitlin Clark isn't the face of the league is the day the NBA goes back to normalcy, aka irrelevance.
Most likely to launch a successful company is who?
Ooh. Honestly, I'm going to say Paige Beckers. She knows what to say. She's genuine. If she put her mind to wanting to start a business and a brand, she'd nail it.
Nneka Ogwumike. She's already been able to handle every business aspect of the league. So
people forget, like, I have feelings. Like, I'm a real individual. Like, I feel things and I have emotions and I get emotional and I get frustrated and I get sad and I get upset. I get happy. I get joyful. And like, I feel and experience all that stuff. But at the same time, like, I have really thick skin. And I think also I always try to remind myself is like, social media is not always reality, and that is really lost on people. And I think we get so down a rabbit hole all the time that you read all these things and you're like, oh, that has to be true, or that has to be what people really think of me, or that has to be what, you know, the young girl thinks of me that's showing up. Like, that's not true. Like, the young girls and the young boys, they absolutely love the way you play. They love the way you carry.
During a recent interview, WNBA hosts talked about the league's future, its growth, rising popularity, and excitement for next season, but they never mentioned Caitlin Clark even once. Not a single time. It shocked many fans because Clark is widely seen as the biggest reason so many people are watching the WNBA right now. If you listen to the entire conversation, you would think the league's biggest star didn't even exist, leaving viewers wondering why the player attracting the most attention was completely ignored.
NBA, they just keep driving into a wall at full speed with Caitlin Clark. They now have a commemorative poster of 30 years of the WNBA. Caitlin Clark's not on it. And it's not just like an ode to the veterans that started the league. Paige Beckers and Angel Reese are on it. And Caitlin Clark's not. When she broke into the league, you moved her road games to bigger arenas to accommodate the fans, and she's not on the 30-year poster. I mean, recently there were TV games. Hers got double the rating of Asia Wilson, the best player in the league, the 3-time champ and the 4-time MVP. Double the rating. This is a paranoid, weird, insular.
That didn't happen by accident. When people whose job is to cover the WNBA spend a long time talking about the league's future but leave out Caitlin Clark, it's not a simple mistake, it's a decision. You don't just forget the player who helped create the biggest TV audiences the league has seen in nearly 30 years. Many fans believe the only reason to leave her out is because giving her credit would change the story they want to tell, making the silence feel impossible to ignore.
It's just been crazy, right? I feel a little bit, I guess, empathetic for her because she didn't ask for any of this. Like, right. She just wants the ball, right? Like, she didn't ask for any of this stuff. I know that there's a lot of people that are frustrated that she doesn't speak more about some of the issues, like, that have nothing to do with basketball, by the way. And that's the unfortunate part for her. I had the opportunity to call one of her games a couple weeks ago. I mean, she's ridiculous. When you watch, like, some of the shots she pulls and how she...
Behind the scenes, a major story has been building for months. Reports say WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert could leave after this season, and many fans have linked that discussion to how the league handled Caitlin Clark's rise. Critics argue that while sponsors and TV networks saw Clark as the league's biggest attraction, the WNBA never fully promoted her the way they expected. Many believe the league underestimated just how much interest Clark would bring, turning what could have been its biggest success story into one of its biggest controversies.
Actually, a report that came out today that says that the 2026 season will be Cathy's last season. Alexa Philippou said conversations with more than 20 stakeholders in and around the WNBA offer a general belief that for as much business growth as Cathy Engelbert has overseen, she's not the right person to navigate the demands of the league, the demands that the league currently faces, and what its stakeholders now need. I do think Cathy thinks, well, she's done her job. She's got us financially set up in the right way. It's the other pieces that we're talking about. Jeff Hunt, who is a specialist in crisis and reputation management, who has previously worked with the MLB, ATP, WTA, the PGA Tour, he said the hole has just gotten so deep. She's in a place now where I don't really know what she does. Others said that she had a failure to develop sufficient relationship equity. Multiple find it curious she hasn't prioritized developing a closer relationship.
For years, many fans felt that some players and TV presenters downplayed Caitlin Clark's impact, even as TV ratings and attention kept growing around her. Now, with reports suggesting Commissioner Cathy Engelbert could leave after this season, many believe the league is entering a new chapter. If new leadership takes over, expectations will be much higher. The next commissioner will face pressure to grow revenue, attract bigger audiences, and build the league's future. Supporters argue that Caitlin Clark has already shown she can bring massive crowds, huge TV ratings, and unmatched attention, making her one of the league's biggest stars and a key part of its future.
I'm so blessed to be at the helm of this league during this incredible hyper-growth period. So blessed that these players are putting the product on the court they are every night, that they stand for the values that the W has long sought for. So I will just continue to, do my job, execute the strategy because it has been working, make sure we listen to the players, communicate with the players. And so absolutely, just love this league and blessed to have had the career I had before and the career I have.
Many fans believe this debate is no longer just about basketball talent. They see it as a question of who will become the face of the WNBA in the years ahead. Supporters argue that the numbers speak for themselves, pointing to Caitlin Clark's strong TV ratings, sold-out arenas, and massive fan interest. They believe the league's next commissioner will be under pressure to grow revenue and attract more viewers, making it difficult to ignore the player many see as driving the most attention. In their view, the focus will be on building the league around what brings in the biggest audience rather than protecting old rivalries or past expectations.
This is insanity. What Caitlin Clark has showed us, the demand is still there. The hype is still there. And then when she performs like she did, and people are seeing on Twitter, or people seeing on the news and on social media and on YouTube, and they're seeing headlines that say, Iowa CC is back, they're like, damn, those were good times. I gotta check it out. Wait, you're telling me Iowa CC? Wait, she did 45 and 10? Oh, I remember her doing 45 and 10. I remember those types of games. I remember her pulling up from the parking lot.
Caitlin Clark has openly spoken about her frustrations in interviews, saying that many people focus more on the attention around her than on her performance on the court. She has suggested that some critics see her success as media hype instead of recognizing her basketball skills. While people often talk about her jersey sales, sold-out arenas, and the excitement she brings to every game, her supporters argue that her passing, deep shooting range, and record-breaking performances deserve just as much attention. They believe her impact goes far beyond popularity and is backed up by what she consistently does during games.
Like a false characterization of who I am sometimes, and I get it, as a reporter or as a blogger, you can write an opinion piece and that's your job and whatever, but at the same time, you don't know me. We've never had a conversation. I get people have a job to do, but at the same time, don't make accusations about my character and who I am when you don't know me. I understand this is your job and this is your profession and this is what you get to do, and basketball is my profession and what I get to do, and I get to compete. This was always my dream, and nobody should ever try to take that away from me, the love and the joy that I have for the game, and they haven't and they won't, because it's my goal to win championships, and I know that I can help this team do that, and that's always what
You can hear the frustration in Caitlin Clark's voice when she talks about it. It doesn't sound like anger, it sounds like someone who can't believe the debate is still happening after everything she has accomplished. Her supporters point to her record-setting performances, packed arenas, and the excitement she brings wherever she plays as evidence of her impact. They argue that ignoring those results has become harder and harder. Many also believe Clark has already become one of the league's biggest faces, even if not everyone says it openly. As the WNBA continues to grow, fans expect the league, its sponsors, and its TV partners to focus heavily on the players who attract the largest audiences, and they believe Clark will remain at the center of that attention.
Become such a lightning rod. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how you can shape your opinion on so many different things, politics, race. Caitlin Clark and her playing in the WNBA has become some sort of baseline for an argument in any direction you want to take it. It is fascinating.
This might be the single dumbest column ever written in the history of journalism. Caitlin Clark has done nothing but improve the standing of this league for black players and white players alike.
Yes.
And anytime there's an issue among other players who might be black, she has defended those players. She's never made it about race, and she's never made it about anything other than I'm getting beaten up in games. I like you to call fouls.
Yes.
One of the most surprising things for many fans is how public some of the criticism of Caitlin Clark has become. They point out that some presenters and even some players seem unusually critical of a 24-year-old whose arrival has coincided with growing TV audiences, higher attendance, bigger sponsorships, and more media attention for the league. Supporters argue that Clark's impact has helped increase interest in the WNBA as a whole, yet they feel she has not always received the recognition they believe she deserves from everyone around the league. They also note that this kind of tension isn't unique to basketball. Similar situations have happened in other sports when one athlete's popularity grows much faster than everyone else's. Many believe that, over time, business success and fan demand usually become the strongest voices, and they expect the same to happen here.
To catch these glimpses of Caitlin Clark, I'm like, ooh, I don't like you. I don't like how you behave on the court. And the league is positioning you to be its superstar because you are. And with leadership comes certain responsibility. And if you don't want that responsibility, I understand that. But the way that you behave, this entitlement that you behave, the way that you were talking to your coaches you and Sophie, you enjoy that, right? So if that's what you enjoy, if you want to be the villain, if you want to be the tough person, and I'm not even going to compare you to guys in the NBA, if that's what you two decide to do, or if that's what you specifically, Caitlin, decide to do, then let it be, because we're coming at you just the same way we would come at anybody else. And our fans need to...
No one is saying the WNBA's veteran stars haven't earned respect. Championships, MVP awards, and years of hard work matter, and many great players built this league long before Caitlin Clark arrived. It's understandable that some players may feel frustrated by how quickly the spotlight shifted. But many fans also believe that success on the court and being the face of a league are two different things. In professional sports, the player who attracts the most viewers, sells the most tickets, and brings the biggest TV audience often becomes the league's biggest star. Whether people like it or not, business plays a huge role in sports, and media deals, sponsorships, and marketing decisions are driven by fan interest as much as performance.
The first athlete that is polarizing enough that there will be legitimate eyes on the WNBA this year. From a TV perspective, from an in-game perspective, she is going to elevate the brand of the WNBA like it has never been elevated before. And for Diana Taurasi to get on ESPN and say, that's pretty cool what you're doing against 18-year-olds, but you're going to have to play some grown women that have been playing for, like, go fuck yourself. Caitlin Clark would literally put a 30 ball on your old head in your prime and right now with one arm. And then for the other lady that had the scoring record before Caitlin Clark, oh my God, to get on the stage and be like, you can't duplicate what you're not duplicating. Are you rocks for brains? Like, shut the fuck up. She's pulling from the logo. You probably couldn't even do that.
When you look at the business side of the WNBA, many fans believe the numbers tell an important story. Caitlin Clark's games have drawn some of the league's biggest TV audiences, packed arenas, and increased interest from sponsors and broadcasters. Supporters argue that companies invest where they see the most attention, and they believe Clark has become one of the league's biggest attractions. If the WNBA enters a new era with different leadership, many expect the focus to be on growing revenue, expanding the fan base, and keeping the league's momentum strong. In that conversation, Clark is widely seen by her supporters as one of the biggest drivers of the league's recent surge in popularity.
We understand that a lot of this growth is due mainly because of Caitlin Clark. Mostly because of Caitlin Clark. Okay, fine. Only because of Caitlin Clark. They probably understand that. And they understand Cathy Engelbert has done a shit job of capitalizing off of the Caitlin Clark effect. When Caitlin Clark came in the league, they probably understand, okay, time to be serious. Time to stop with all of this politics. Time to stop with this activism. Time to stop kneeling in the national anthem. Time to stop sitting in the locker room during the national anthem. Time to stop allowing players to date players. Time to take this to the next level, make it a little bit more serious.
Another reason this debate has become so intense is the difference between generations of players. Many WNBA veterans spent years building their careers through championships and steady success, often without much national attention. Caitlin Clark entered the league with a huge fan base because her college career was followed by millions of people, making her one of the most recognized names in basketball before her first WNBA game. Supporters believe that this rapid rise may have surprised some people, but they argue that popularity alone isn't enough, it has to be backed by results, and they point to Clark's impact on TV ratings, attendance, and fan interest as evidence. They also note that sports history has often seen one superstar become the biggest draw for a league, with famous examples like Tiger Woods in golf and Tom Brady in football, whose popularity helped bring even more attention to their sports.
Treat it as a serious league. Then do these. This is what happens. These are tough questions, but this is a fair outlet for you, a fair platform. I will treat you with respect, but don't say yes. And then all of a sudden, somebody probably said, oh, maybe we shouldn't do this. Well, at some point, you have to do this. And she's 50 yards away. She's hitting practice shots out of the bunker. This is an important league. There's expansion. There's conversation. It's been agendaized. Everybody has something to say about it. Now you have a chance to answer these questions. I wanted Kathy to have that opportunity. You don't want to come on the show? Tell me you don't want to come on the show. I have no problem with that. But if you tell me you're coming on and you make us wait 2 hours, that's a problem. And that says a lot about what's going on, in my opinion, with the W.
Another reason this debate has become so intense is the difference between generations of players. Many WNBA veterans spent years building their careers through championships and steady success, often without much national attention. Caitlin Clark entered the league with a huge fan base because her college career was followed by millions of people, making her one of the most recognized names in basketball before her first WNBA game. Supporters believe that this rapid rise may have surprised some people, but they argue that popularity alone isn't enough, it has to be backed by results, and they point to Clark's impact on TV ratings, attendance, and fan interest as evidence. They also note that sports history has often seen one superstar become the biggest draw for a league, with famous examples like Tiger Woods in golf and Tom Brady in football, whose popularity helped bring even more attention to their sports.
That's the individuals, and I'm talking about the commentators, the analysts, and I'm talking about you fans of other players that just want to be nasty towards Caitlin. Yeah, bro, you trying to steal her joy. She said you not. Y'all been doing this for going on 3 seasons now. Give it up. It's weird. Y'all putting false stuff on her name time after time, day after day. It's literally like y'all go to sleep with, what can I put on Caitlin tomorrow? And then wake up and be like, oh, it's time to go spread some more false narratives about Caitlin. It's like what y'all do every single day.
Caitlin Clark isn't asking everyone to like her. She continues to play her game, deliver big performances, attract large crowds, and let her basketball speak for itself. Many of her supporters believe that success eventually becomes impossible to ignore, no matter how much criticism surrounds it. They argue that as the WNBA continues to grow, the league, its sponsors, and its broadcast partners will naturally focus on the players who bring the most fan interest. In their view, the old argument that Clark isn't one of the league's most important stars is becoming harder to defend. They also believe that fans, not league officials, players, or TV presenters, ultimately decide who becomes the biggest attraction, one game, one sold-out arena, and one viral highlight at a time, and they see Clark as one of the clearest examples of that today.